for tuning in Overlow Farm in Mhondoro-Ngezi, Zimbabwe. Thank you to our returning subscribers. Please like us, please share, and please drop your comments down below. If there's anything that you feel we could discuss, please introduce it in the comment box down below there. Thank you very much. Well, today we are basically looking at our progress, the things that you continue to do. Let's try and stimulate some bit of discussion around the things that you see on the farm, and any points or areas that you observe that require us to have some form of discussion. Please feel free to drop a point or so. We are open to new ideas. We are also open to constructive criticism. We also appreciate that we come from all different diversities in terms of how we sort of manage our farming ventures. So it's good to incorporate what other people do in other areas of the world, so that at least we have a richness in whatever we do. We may be able to pick a few ideas to implement on our farm, and we might also be able to share a few ideas that we think could be beneficial to those who are interested in these sort of ventures. Thank you very much. It's feeding time. We've got the morning feeders of our usual routine at Overlow Farm. Today we tend to alternate between using molasses and salt, which is dissolved in water and then mixed with plant residues. So we're just opening our kettle crown now with a view to feed the animals this morning. So good morning. Thank you for tuning into our channel today. Really appreciate your time. And as we continue to make steps towards improving the action things that are happening on the farm, I give you this opportunity to just witness how we tend to operate in terms of feeding our animals in the morning. Because I've always talked about how animals end up sort of dropping down in weight, especially during the season when there's no rainfall. So this is our time to be feeding the animals with crop residues. One of the viewers have sort of asked, how do you prepare your molasses and your roughage? And basically what we do is we mix one proportion of water to the same proportion of molasses, and then we heat it up together so that because it's quite molten, the molasses is quite molten, quite thick, so you try and loosen it up and make more liquid, and then we pour that product onto the dry vegetable residuals, or crop residues rather. That way it sort of helps to improve the appetite. That's why you can see in the video, that's one of the things that we do on alternative days in the course of the week. Because one of the things we also need to be mindful about the issues of the animals having too much sugar and issues around the dental, that they may end up damaging the teeth. So we tend to alternate with using salt as well, dissolved salt that is mixed with plant residues. So that's how we sort of prepare our molasses, and how we sort of prepare our crop residues from on the farm, and then we feed to our cattle every morning. So this is a typical morning routine at Overlow Farm. As you can tell, the animals are so used to this. We feed them every morning with the same. We try to give them before they go out into the paddocks, because we believe beef cattle can utilize roughages of both low and high quality, including pasture forage, hay, silage, corn, fodder, straw, and grain products. So we try and put a variety of these sort of crops within our cattle herd, so that at least we maintain the body weight and the body frame, especially during this period when there is not much of the pastures, and during the period when there are no rains, the pastures are not as good. So we try and augment this with using molasses that is mixed with crop residues. So that's one of the things that we tend to do. So I thought on this occasion it would be important to sort of share our typical mornings, what we do on the farm. As you can tell, we haven't got a big herd, but then it is good enough. Sometimes you've got to start slow and grow big. We are growing, we're picking quite a lot of principles, we're putting a lot of skills in this. So as the head grows, we're going to be looking into other feed types. We have got inclusive of things like urea. I understand you can make some feed cake using urea and roughage, and you can also mix molasses and urea. So these are the sort of things we'll be adopting in due course to try and keep our animals in good shape. I always thank you, our subscribers, for tuning into our channel and sort of keeping abreast with what we're doing. Please, if you see anything that is happening on the farm, if you've got any questions, as we constantly say, this is an opportunity for us to collaborate information, to share best skills, to share ideas, so that at least we can all grow and sort of enhance our practices in terms of what we're doing on farms. One of the things I was going to point out was that cattle, as you know, also utilize non-protein nitrogen in the form of urea and urea feed supplements, which can supply from 1/3 to 1/2 of all the protein needs on a beef animal. Non-protein nitrogen is relatively cheap and abundant, and usually fed in a grain ration or in a liquid supplement with molasses and phosphoric acid, or it's mixed with silage in silage time. It also may be used in supplement blocks for range of cattle or other part of range of pellets. So there's quite a broad range of feeds that you can also incorporate into your feeding regime. So it is important for us to be having discussions about this and sharing best practice, sharing how best people prepare their own feeds on farms, and what's available, which are the best places that will give you the best information pertaining to cattle, managing cattle, especially cattle feed. As you can tell, this is also the time we also release our goats. We also give them food prior to them going out into the pastures, so they will sort of release or take care of our animals first thing in the morning. That's our daily rotated Overlow Farm. Again, thank you to our returning subscribers. Thank you to those who have just tuned in today. Please share your ideas, please like us, and please leave your comments down below. We really appreciate your time and the time that you invest watching our videos. We are sort of growing in leaps and bounds as a result of some of the information we are receiving on the platforms. So we really appreciate your time. Please, let's all share ideas, let's all enhance each other, and let's maintain this collaborative way of working. For Overlow Farm, we appreciate the time that you spend on this channel, and we really appreciate it. We hope this information will help somebody who is sort of choosing to embark into this sort of type of industry, or those who are already in it to be able to sort of share more information on how we can enhance our practices within the farm. Thank you again for your time, and thank you for subscribing. We have recently introduced the Chine 2 4-wheeler, which is a form of a molasses feeding trough, where the animals are able to lick. There are wheels that are put with molasses inside. The animals are able to lick the molasses. This is again just an idea to sort of increase the appetite for the animals and to sort of stimulate their eating habits and help with their digestive system as well. So these are one of the things that you'll be seeing. We'll dedicate a special video for this particular product so that some people can share and have ideas around it. Thank you. Okay. To our subscribers and those who have just tuned in, I hope that you find the information informative or in any way sort of adding up value to your time you spend sort of going through YouTube. One of the things I noticed with this animal right on the video is that it was the animal that was last introduced onto the herd, and it hasn't taken up much into this molasses and this type of feed, and it's what sort of thing that you need to be very sort of be vigilant to in terms of animal feeding, because this also gives you an opportunity to monitor which animals are feeding and which animals are not, and what could be the underlying issue. So in this case, one of the things that we did pick up is this animal. It was introduced into the herd not long time ago, and even its feeding habits are a bit different from the rest. So it's all about the nature of the feed and the type of feed and how they get used to particular feeds. So it is important at this time of the day in the morning for us to be monitoring which animals are feeding and what could be the potential reason why they are not feeding. So that's one of the benefits of doing these sort of things, of keeping the animals closer within the sort of farmyard before releasing them onto pastures, and just allows you time to buy time to see exactly if there could be any underlying issues, because one of the symptoms of an animal that is struggling is not eating properly. So this is an opportunity to be monitoring the animals as opposed to just releasing the animals straight into the pastures. Some people are not as vigilant to notice what it could be happening in terms of their feeding habits. So having troughs and things set up in this way, it allows you time to sort of observe the animals, how they even interact with each other, and what could be happening with each and one of them. Thank you. I always thank you, our subscribers. Thank you those who have just tuned in today. Please like us, please share, and please leave 1 or 2 comments down below so that at least we can enhance our practice and change the way we do things. And I also hope that we might have picked 1 or 2 things in the video of how to do it or how not to do it. We thank you very much for your time. Kamamba akazvidike zvino akarove minyakanyaka
kanoro asi iyi inenge kanogona kusa
inosa kuti kanori jamu madi teni waudi zipi dzo kakadobaka akandoka sina kuitira
aiwa akakadhura aiwa bona kuti nei baba goshi ndichidaro ani muri kuona pazira raira yakateniwa iri papo kapa zvinoipa kuti dai ani manzo saka takada kuti tiite bhuu iye haisi breed yebhuu manje asi danzi chachiri ichi chawaiti ichi taitochisiyazva zvamuchose chawaiti because chaenza naLondon ichi chawaiti
manje muna nyakanyaka yache
we should suppose to buy our own bodies kana
kaitima muna here mbadis
aiwa awatoitiwa
amite izvozvo
tungwane tuma
okay zvimaringi zviya zvichapinda ka
zvapinda apa
zvichapinda ichakura tarisa chimwana chabhurubasa mamboitora zvidii
chakanakisa manje chinasi
mazona
achafanira kuinwa ichi
anditi ndakakutemba pakaitwa green show kuno ndaida kuenda naLondon green show but ndakakundikana kuwana mari yavaida $10 ndaida kuenda naLondon show ndaingotora troferari toisa mumota nechikafu chayo toisa imwe another food reserved one kwachiri totakura isu 40 liters edemvura mumotikari peno ichi hachisi kuti tosvika tichiisa patambo vamwe vakaisa patambo isi tinge tichitotamba nacho saka ndaida kuenda nacho kushow manje but takashaiwa mari yacho yediwa mayo because vai $10
dai makataura
sorry because vapo takakundikana zvacho kuupdate but takati next year tinofanira kuti tizviite vanofanira kuti vazive kuti mune vanhu vari muungano noti nichandoidira ikai hamunoma hamuna anayo saka tatisingambotadze kuwana wini nayo because munoma hamuna anayo
chinobatika
asi kufunga
aiwa chidhoingi
apa nyasha uchiti ichi chiri violent iri kumuntu
aiwa haishinokuteerera
hachina masports ekuda kutunga munhu kana even
hachinongochiyangosimba chete
haibhoi bababe
iri bho
musazomutoreka kamera
makatopinda kahe kwazvo
ndakatosiya akaona kuti ndiri dhevu
vanobuda plus vanonyepa pakaipa matombodzima kada vanditora
Shaistiri wagumana vinyachi.
Only the lines are falling in pleasant places for my good. I refuse to struggle. Great is my name. I'm seated with Christ. I can never fall. I refuse to struggle. Great is my name. I'm seated in Christ. I can never fall. I'm that man on the mountaintop whom the Lord has blessed. No man can curse. I'm that man on the mountaintop